Ram, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri
Namaskaram,
Ram.
Swamiji.
Namaskaram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
We are not there.
Hari Om to everybody.
Pranam, Swamiji.
Pranam, Pranam.
Pranam, Swamiji.
Pranam, Pranam.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskaram, Namaskaram.
Pranam, Swamiji.
Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. When Papa made us to concentrate upon the various words of wisdom he has given out, one quotation that comes to our mind now: how do we treat fulfillment and non-fulfillment? No? What was that word? Anybody remembers? Fulfillment and non-fulfillment.
Swami.
Oh,
Tirupati,
yeah.
Tirupati, Swamiji.
Okay, ma'am. Chidambaram. Fulfillment.
Not Tirupati.
Chidambaram.
Chidambaram. Under the banner of this Chidambaram episode, no, he says, this path was often paved with hurdles, with no grumbling or mumbling. He went on, embracing every situation cheerfully. At unexpected corners, he found the generous providence of God. He did as exactly as he was prompted to. At the same time, whenever things did not happen as expected, he took even the non-fulfillment as his will and wish. So when he prompted us 3-4 months back to have this year-end program, and he started giving lot of inputs and made us to work. Suddenly, 4 days back, he caused a news item saying that COVID is slowly raising its hood. As you all see now, there is no such of incidents in this part of Kerala. But somehow he brought it out and then induced the many devotees to drop their program of visiting. Till 3-4 days back, or 1 week back, when the number of devotees expressing their wish to attend swelled to nearly 500, 492 to be. Then we started wondering how are we going to manage. So we started writing to them, those who are writing again, kindly put off your visit. And now you see, after 2 days or 3 days, he makes the same devotees to drop themselves. Of course, tomorrow also they are coming, many are coming, just like you all. But what we say is when the figure was swelling up to nearly 500, and suddenly people, especially from Andhra, Hyderabad, many from Hanamkonda and many from Anantapur, because they don't know, they're scared because of the news item, and they did not want to take a risk. So from the Vyavaharik level, this is okay. But as spiritual aspirants, this reminds us non-fulfillment and fulfillment as his wish, as his will. So every time he is making us, it's not a theory, it is something you have to keep on practicing it. I will make you to plan, I will make you to drop. I will make you to make it a big incident, program, and I will also make it a small program. So this is something which struck to us as soon as we came and sat here. So the message is, whatever he has conveyed to us through those 30 boats, it has to be masticated again and again and again, no? So that when we are put in that particular field, we will be able to take it sportively. Otherwise, we may feel, what can I do? Why he has done like that? So many such things will come in our mind. So when these boats, the words that are expressed in the word boats, when they go deep into us, it will give us a cushioning effect. Though we may not be able to accept it fully, still it gives a cushioning effect. So what do we do today? From tomorrow onwards, for those who are hearing through, what is this? Google Meet.
Online.
Online, okay. So tomorrow morning, we will have, as usual, 6:30 Ramnam here in Panchavadi, the slow tune. It will go on till 7:15, and then from here, from Panchavadi, people will move towards Bhajan Hall for flower offering, and then they go for breakfast. Then afterwards, at 10 o'clock, we reassemble here. There will be Ramnam and Bhajan for half an hour, 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 1. Some thoughts will be shared. And at 11:30, we all join, sitting here, we all join for the Ramnams, and then continue till the Arati is over. Again, after meals and rest, we all assemble here at again 3:30. 3:30 to 4, we will have Bhajan and Ramnam, and 4 to 5, we will have Satsang. Then, after attending the 6 o'clock Arati in Samadhi Mandir. We will have Bhajan Sandhya at about 6:45 or 7 o'clock, 6:45 to 8, 1 hour. And then we carry on the Ramnam from 8 to 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, we perform the Arati. 10:30, it comes to a close. This is how we will carry on. The whole emphasis will be on Ramnam. During the satsang, let us see what Papa wants us to share with. But otherwise, the whole thing will be on Ramnam. So all of us will now take it as an opportunity given to us by him to have the right perspective while chanting Ramnam, and also to experiment that new approach and see for ourselves whether we stand to get benefited by it. Whatever we have been doing so far, that is okay. But Papa wants us to go a little more deeper. Like concentrating on the sound, developing the proper backup thoughts like, what all he has been providing us. Why are we to remember? Nama chanting is to remember him. What are the other two? Nama chanting, yesterday many of you might not have attended.
Remember him and link.
Huh?
Remembering him and link ourselves with him. To connect with him within.
Yeah. So now, with that perspective, Papa wanted in one of his articles these three things. Nama, to remember him. By remembering him, we link ourselves, we connect ourselves with him. And then also whether we are finding out whether we are moving out of the cocooned feelings of me and mine. Again, we will repeat, we are given this wonderful opportunity to bring this dimension into our Ramnam chanting. All these years he made us to chant Ramnam. We were getting joy at the time of chanting. But after chanting, everyone has to verify whether it is leaving a deep dent and giving us the needed, mental state to handle every situation calmly, at home, in the office, with friends. That means broadening our love circle. So Nama chanting is to remember him so that we link ourselves with him, we get connected with him, and then it should help us to widen our love circle. Harmony at home, harmony at workplace, harmony with friends. So Ramnam is not to be confined, is to be limited to a chanting that takes place in our puja room or at home, or when we come to ashram, we join, or when we go to a temple and chant the name. But whether it is percolating, going deep, and whether it enriches our capability to handle everything. Ultimately, we will leave the word God realization and all those things. We want harmony everywhere, a pleasant relationship with everybody, a harmonious relationship with the co-creations. First, it starts with our home. Then it goes to our field of profession. Then it goes to with our friends, social circle, family life, professional life, social life. So whether we have been able to maintain or whenever we are disturbed for no fault of us, whether in a quickest possible time, whether we have been able to pull us up and regain the harmony which we seem to have lost. So this 5 days or 6 days or 7 days, we will chant Ramnam and get ourselves tuned to that particular mental state so that when we go back to our own place, it stays with us. It is not merely Ramnam chanting session. We will, for the sake of those who are attending, who have not attended yesterday, the particular word of Papa, you can go there and find the unpublished letters, divine name. Ah. But not necessary. Ram has made Ramdas his child. As such, he will tell you a few things relating to the spiritual path on which this divine master and the mother, Ram, led and guided him to the final vision and realization of him. In the first place, Ram, in all his mercy, awakened his heart to his existence and gave him a keen aspiration to see and realize him. First stage is awakening, getting awakened. That part is over in us because Papa has awakened all of us. With this end in view, he initiated him into Rama Mantra. Thereafter, by his will and power, the name rang in his heart and dwelt on his tongue ceaselessly, purifying his mind, senses, and even the physical part of him. Thereafter, that is after getting initiated, first awakening, then getting initiated into Ramnam. According to his one article, when he met, we understand that the first spiritual touch came from Gandhiji. Then we infer, because Gandhiji was a great votary, many of Papa's words go along with what Gandhiji has said about Ramnam, about God. So we take it that he also started chanting Ram. We knew he was chanting Ramnam. That he has mentioned in Quest of God and in Passage to Divinity. So we take it that Gandhiji's Ramnam slowly entered into him, and then he started deriving the sweetness out of it. One day his father came and initiated him with Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and later on he added Om to it. That is how this Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram came into being. So he says, with this end in view, he initiated him into Rama Mantra. Thereafter, by his will and power, the name rang in his heart and dwelt on his tongue ceaselessly. Now, we are asking ourselves whether the same thing is happening to us. First, I think ceaselessly, sorry, we couldn't do it. Then, purifying his mind. Purifying his mind means freeing himself from the me and mine. To some extent, all of us would have moved, but can we say to fully? Purifying his mind, senses, and even the physical part of him. There is no greater enlightener and purifier than this holy and glorious name. Verily, the person who has his name is a blessed soul. Ramdas need hardly describe to you the greatness of the name, as all of you are fully aware of it from your own experience. It is this name that fitted Ramdas for the vision of his immortal self, the vision of Ram in all beings, creatures, and things in the world, and the vision of him as the entire universe and beyond. Ram's unbounded grace illumined every aspect of Ramdas's life, granting him the very summit of spiritual experience through the power of his name. Papa is never satisfied by telling something on Nam. He keeps on bringing the attributes one by one, drawing from his own experience. So when we hear it again and again and again and again, not only our faith in Ramnam increases or gets stabilized, but also we get enthused. We also would like to have all these things. Why don't you please bless us? So it gives a push, literally. We will again read that particular portion. It is this name that fitted Ramdas for the vision of his immortal self, the vision of Ram in all beings, creatures, and things in the world, the vision of him as the entire universe and beyond. Ram's unbounded grace illumined every aspect of Ramdas's life, granting him the very summit of spiritual experience through the power of his name. Ramdas is principally a votary of the name, and he has found in it the supreme way and means to realize God in all his perfection. Ultimately, Ramdas became Ram's confiding child, finding complete refuge in him as his universal mother. Now, this child is moving from place to place to disseminate the greatness and splendor of his name, which is the only antidote for all the evils in the world. Harmony, peace, and goodwill can be established on the earth only when the heart of man is tuned towards God and attuned to his will, and thereby he realizes the divine presence within himself and everywhere about him. This great consummation is possible when every one of you, now comes the real part. This consummation, what is this consummation? Realize the divine presence within himself and everywhere around him. So first I have to feel his presence within, then that will pave the way for seeing him everywhere. So this great consummation is possible when every one of you link your mind with God through continued remembrance of him by chanting his all-powerful name. The three things. So reverse order, we are chanting Nama, then to remember him, and then through continued remembrance, we link ourselves with him, connect ourselves with him, and then see him within us, and then see him everywhere. Is that clear? This is very important. These 7 days or 8 days, when he prompts us to take up this Nama chanting with an improved perspective. We might have read these words, but
Yes,
it would not have stuck to us.
The link is very clear, Swamiji. Now.
Yeah. Remember, chanting, we start with chanting. Chanting should lead to
Harmony.
what does it mean, remembrance? Let us be very practical now.
Remember, being in touch with him, thinking of him in all actions.
Yes. Yes.
Purifying our mind.
Huh?
Purifying the mind from me and mine.
Okay. Practical, we are telling. Practical, how do we remember him?
Always have Ramnam in one's tongue.
Many friends are sitting before us. They are also suggesting. 1 minute.
Remembrance at all Remembrance at all times. That's what.
Remembrance means what?
How do you? While walking,
Are we clear about that word remembrance? Because chanting we know. Are we clear?
Swamiji,
Ah.
remembrance is because of him we are unable to remember. I'm able to talk to you because of his power. I'm able to see this Google Meet because of his power.
Unable?
No, I am able
I am
because
able.
of him, because of his power.
Because of him, I am able to talk to you, Swamiji.
Ah. Because of him, now these words are coming. Okay. Let us try to find out what do we mean by remembrance.
The mind is full of him.
Hmm?
Mind is full of him.
Mind is full of him. Then?
Feeling the presence of.
Huh?
Feeling the presence.
Feeling the presence.
Feeling the presence. Now let us see. We will try now 3 times of Ramnam. Are we in a position to remember him? Each one's interpretation may be different, doesn't matter. But each one, if he feels I have remembered him, that is enough. We are trying to practically try, not a theory, not academic. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Yes, we did the chanting now.
Through the sound we are feeling, we are with
Sound. The sound that we are hearing. The sound that we, our own sound or sound comes from anywhere. That sound is the expression of him. So we remember him. Then,
Swamiji,
ah,
Swamiji,
Ah.
one doubt.
Ah.
In our utterance of Ramnam, the path in between one and the other should be equal, isn't it? Oh.
hmm?
Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. This is correct? Or immediately, one after another, we have to just tell it.
The purpose of chanting is to remember him,
Remember.
Anyone can choose any method.
I see.
The purpose is to remember him,
But the silence in between and the path is necessary.
We are trying now to understand while we chant, do we remember him or get stuck with any of the technicalities? Forget about the technicalities.
Remember him always.
We are, how do we, when we say remember him, we are trying to understand how do we remember him when the moment we say remember him. So one thought that came was that the sound, it's tangible, everybody can hear. So that sound comes from him. He is that sound. Nada Brahma.
Nada Brahma.
One. It need not necessarily be. It can be in any form. One method. Then we are trying to understand whether we are properly remembering him. We may be remembering him. But now Papa says, Nama is to remember him. So what is remembrance to us? As many men, so many interpretations. So let us not worry how it is presented. Honestly, let us all come out,
Yes, Swami.
Yes? Huh?
Pray to him and tell him what we feel.
Remembrance.
Talking to him. Dialogue with him.
Remembrance is his dialogue with him. Yes, then?
He is existing, that's why I am existing.
Huh?
I exist because he exists.
I exist because he exists. Yes?
It is his Shakti that is making me chant.
It is his Shakti that making me to chant. Yes?
Our mind is focused on the Nama, so other thoughts are not.
Mind is focused on the Nama, so no other thought is entering.
Mind is focused on thoughts
On the Nama, so no thought is coming.
and no thought is coming. Yes?
Name is God, Kanan Mami says.
Kanamami, name is God.
Name stands for God. So the name itself is God. I don't have to do anything else. I don't feel I should do anything else because the name itself is God. Yes, then?
In every action we do, we try to remember. When we see anybody also, we remember God. So that is
Every act we do, we remember him. And anybody we see also, we remember it as he.
That is okay, but we are trying to understand at the time of chanting, chanting is for remembering him. Are we moving toward that?
We are
Probably
moving towards Purnatvam. Purnatvam.
we are moving towards Purnatvam.
Mind purely disappears, only Nama stands for it.
Mind disappears, only Nama stands. No, when Papa said remembrance, why the word comes back again and again? The moment we remember, it stays with us always. We remember a person, we remember an incident, we remember an object. Even after the object is not there, even if when the person is not there, when the situation is not there, when somebody makes a reference, we remember, Think about it. So that means the remembrance gets stamped in our heart. Are we? So when Papa said the word remembrance, through continued remembrance of him by chanting his all-powerful name, we are trying to find out whether we are on the same line or any fine-tuning is necessary from our part to remember him. Three things, he said. Chant, remember, get connected with him, widen your love circle. Because he is seated in everybody. That is why widening our love circle. He is there in us as well as in everybody. The moment we become aware of it, initially at the intellectual level, later on the experiential level, our love circle automatically expands. So the chanting is to remember him. Remembrance helps us to get connected with him. That connection helps us to know that he is there in everybody, so that our love circle keeps on expanding. These are the 3 steps in the ladder. So we are chanting the name to remember him. So now we are checking up whether we are perfect in the first step. Second step. First step, all of us are 100% with that. Everybody enjoys chanting. So second step is, are we remembering him? Are we remembering him? Just like any person who has touched our heart, any incident that has touched our heart, any object that has touched our heart, comes back to us even when we are not having those things in before us. So we are trying to understand what is remembrance. Does this Nama chanting leave anything like that? Anytime we want, it is always there.
It's very intangible expression.
Eh?
It's a very intangible expression.
Can't be explained.
And there is a contextual remembrance.
Yeah.
And then there is perpetual, continuous remembrance.
Sustaining.
Sustaining. That is.
Initially it will be contextual. Agreed. But we cannot take shelter under that. We have been under this for more than decades now. For a novice, agreed. When we come here, when we all look back, when we came here first, when we started chanting Ramnam, we get joy, When we go back, we are back to square one. Initial stage. That means the remembrance has not taken place. Remembrance is there in a subtle way. Whenever somebody talks about Anandashram, whenever somebody talks about Ramnam chanting, we remember. That is there. But as you said, it is not sustaining. Sustaining means in all my activities, even after I leave. Good. That's a new approach. So how do we get this sustained? Whatever we enjoy during the chanting session, it must leave a deep imprint in our mind so that it remains there always at the subconscious level. To make it more clear, we have this body consciousness, but when we are involved in in a work. Totally, when the target is given by the boss, when we are working on it, and we are struggling to get a breakthrough, at that time, for a few moments at least, we are free from body consciousness. When we are attending a program, when we are immerse ourselves to it, we forget that for a few moments. Attending a music program, a dance program, a serial, or a cinema, or a film, or any such thing, a news item. But even during that short break, an ant comes or a mosquito comes and sits on our this body. What is the size of an ant? What is the size of our body? Even when it comes and stays, immediately we are alert. That means at the subconscious level, the body level consciousness is always there. Whenever in need, it immediately, the sense of touch reports it to the brain. Do something, otherwise you will have this. And we immediately act, do something like that. So that means we are trying to understand what is subconscious level. So like that, we have been now for decades chanting, whether it is leaving any such such type of awareness at the subconscious level.
Subconscious level, we know he is there to protect us.
Huh?
Even in problems, we know he is there to protect us.
Subconscious level, we know he's there to protect us.
Always
Good. Here the answer is, even when we are passing through crisis, we know he is there. That means in the subconscious level, though at the grosser level it may not be there, at the subtle level it is there. Everyone has to bring out, then only. It changes from person to person, no? Interpretation changes from person to person.
Yes, Swamiji. Vittala, 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 Vittala. Continuous.
Anything else about remembrance? Papa is now facilitating an avenue for us. Those who have been trying their level best and to eke out the benefit, they are sharing with others in the form of this interactive session, so that if I have not understood it, I may be able to understand it better. What does remembrance stand for? In times of crisis, I always feel He is within me to take care of.
also when I am doing something very good, extremely good, I know it is not me who has done it, but it is his hand which is helping me to achieve it.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so that means remembrance is there. We may not be, as you said, it can't be explained much. It is so subtle and intangible, we cannot put it in words. Somewhere near we can go and express. Let us try that, that's all. In the abstract form, it cannot be explained. It is an experience. It is purely an experience. Remembrance is an experience. But for the sake of.
Something unforeseen has happened, whether good or bad. Both times we remember him.
When unforeseen circumstances happen, good or bad, we remember him. Yes? So many are there. Everybody is keeping quiet. No, everybody is doing Ramnam. Chulungo.
Being grateful.
Being grateful.
Being grateful.
So much unconsciously, when we are chanting Ramnam, we get involved into it so much that at that moment when we are chanting Ramnam, I may not physically, as you said, remember him, but subconsciously, I always know that I am talking to him or I am taking his name. With that feeling, we progress. For example, supposing I am sitting here and somebody says Ramnam somewhere else, automatically it triggers me to take it up and follow it up. And if I don't have that remembrance of Papa in me, I don't think it will happen.
okay. Ah.
Here chanting மட்டும் இல்லாம during chanting time when you have a talk with Papa அப்போ அந்த dialogue இருக்கும்போதோ chanting போகும்போதே நம்ம பர்சனலா இருக்கும்போதோ இந்த நாமா வந்து இன்னும் கூட கொஞ்சம் அதை கனெக்ஷன் அதை ட்ரிகர் பண்ணும்.
கருவிலியம்மா
What was it?
சொல்லி
She'll come.
சாண்டிங் டைமில்
மியர் சாண்டிங் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் டியூரிங் சாண்டிங் டைம் நம்ம பப்பாவோட அந்த டயலாக் வச்சுக்கும் போதோ அந்த பேசுறது அந்த கனெக்ஷன் வச்சுக்கும் போதோ அந்த சாண்டிங் டைம்லேயே அப்போது இந்த நாம இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பூஸ்ட் பண்ணி அந்த கனெக்ஷனை கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ரென்தன் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கும்.
பப்பாவோட ஃபேஸை பப்பாவோட ஃபேஸா
பப்பாவோட ஃபேஸ் இல்லை சாமி, அது நம்ம வந்து நம்மளோட பர்சனல் இதுவே வந்து அந்த நாம சொல்லும் போதே எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு அப்படி அந்த மாதிரி பேசும்போதோ
while talking to Papa, chanting makes her have a greater connection.
இது வந்து இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ட்ரிகர் பண்ணும் சாமி, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அந்த
While
கனெக்ஷன்
having dialogue with Papa, Ramnam has
ஃபீல் வந்து
கொஞ்சம் சேர்ன் பண்ணோம் என்ன we are trying to understand because Papa said Nama chanting is to remember him. It cannot be expressed, it is purely an experience, but still we are trying to know whether any fine tuning is necessary. How do we know whether it stays with us, not during only that particular time?
அது அந்த நாம முடியும் போது பேக் டு ஸ்கொயர் அது முடியும் போது திருப்பியும் அது
So that means on the remembrance.
சஸ்டெயினா இருக்கிறதுக்கு பப்பா தான்.
So here we are unable to hold on to that remembrance. Immediately when the Nama chanting stops, our perspective of whole life, it comes back to us in the usual form, the me mind. This is one version. But at the same time, we feel that only He can help me in this. That means you have given me the feeling that I should be connected with you throughout. So this Nama chanting should help me to connect myself with you. The moment I get connected, there cannot be any disconnect. Because you have taught us when we were when we were trying to learn the cycling, you made us to fall so many times, and one day you made us to reveal the balancing element factor in us, and then we have never lost it. Even when we are not doing the cycling, that balancing will not go, or driving, for example. The same, we are handling so many things, the gear, the steering, the accelerator, the brake, so many things, but at the same time, when we are not driving, it does not leave us. Any technical know-how, any expertise, any know-how, why we technical? Any know-how, any expertise, any skill that we have been blessed to go through, it stays with us. In times of need, it comes out and plays its role and then go back. If I am, my profession is driving, I don't do the driving at home, agreed. But when I sit in the car, the driving know-how, it comes back to me. That means it stays with me. Have I been able to do that? Whatever I get during Ramnam chanting, is it the question before us? We can call it as remembrance, though it may not be 100% right. For the sake of our understanding it, we can put it as remembrance. This is a very important thing. It is high time we try to dwell on it. We pray, as somebody said now, only He can do that. That means, we are remembering Him. Even when we plead that I am unable to see you in everything, please help me to see you in everything. Okay, that is okay. Anything else?
I feel, to truly remember him is to follow whatever he says.
Oh, 4:30. Huh?
Putting it, I feel true remembrance is to follow whatever has been taught.
Remembrance, true remembrance is to follow his words, follow his teachings,
Put it into actions.
Follow what?
follow his teachings into action.
Teachings into action, into practice.
Into practice.
Yes. Even this
Yes,
is a teaching,
Swamiji, I also do the same.
Even this is a teaching, when we are reading his words. That Nama chanting is to remember him. That's a teaching. Agreed. So whether that stays with us, if not, what we should do, each one will devise their own method. There can't be any general prescription. Depending upon our taste, temperament, inclination, aptitude, our
And also
samskara,
situations.
our habit.
Situations also.
Depend
Ah,
situations.
so we try to develop. The first lesson now Papa teaches us, chanting is for remembrance. And second teaching is remembrance is for getting connected with him. And the third thing is when we connect with him, we know he is within us, so naturally he is in everybody. So let us have these 3, 4 items in our mind. And while chanting, we will try in our own way. Those of us who have been blessed with something like that, we can improve it. Something must be there in everybody, otherwise, why should we continue with the chanting? So, something must be there. In some form, it is there. So, all that with some little fine tuning here and there is necessary. So, these 7 days Papa now offers before us is an opportunity for us to make the chanting effective as much as possible, so that during the non chanting time, whatever we handle, whatever we deal with, it will bear the stamp of the effect of this. A result we can say harmony at home, harmony with friends, harmony at workplace. Let us think about it more.
Swamiji,
Huh?
if we love him more than other things, really love him, really remember him.
If we really love him more than other things, we'll definitely remember him.
If we love him more than other things, the remembrance, so I am checking up, I must love all. If I remember you, that means I must love you. Without loving you, I cannot remember you, yeah, that is. Without loving you, I cannot remember you. I cannot explain beyond words the word love. It is also an experience,
So, Swamiji, I can put it this way. When we do the chanting, all our senses, which is what we hear, what we see, out, everything is concentrating back into that single focal point. And as soon as I release my chanting, I open my eyes, I see him, I hear him, I speak about him, I breathe through him. And it's a way of continuously evolving into that method.
Beautiful. For the sake of everybody, we'll repeat that. When we keep on chanting, though we would not have heard this word of remembering him, what is happening in many of us is that all our sense organs which have got a tendency to go out, it gets concentrated, focused upon this sound, and then the one which is normally puts a stumbling block, it is not there, the me. And the moment I come out of it, naturally all these things will run out, but still some dent will be there. So then that means the focusing while doing chanting, remembrance becomes a reality to me. When can we put it like that? Remembrance becomes a reality to me when during the chanting, my entire attention is focused on hearing the chanting, going along with the chanting, concentrating on the sound. This is the exact word Papa said one. Through the sound, we enter into the stillness within us. That is our original nature. The moment we try to chant and try to, through the sound, when we try to enter into the stillness within us, it becomes an experience which will not be erased. Very good. So, tomorrow onwards, we will try, we will pray to Him, not mere, our human effort is not enough. So, along with our chanting, we draft out our own prayer, individual prayer. You have made us to, you drew us to yourself many decades back. You offered the facility of enjoying the chanting of the holy and all powerful Ramnam. You made us to come here, you made us to join, and in our own way, you have also facilitated us to do the chanting at home, wherever it is possible, and slowly trying to enter into what is pointed out by you through so many of your articles. But still, we feel there is insufficiency. We feel we have not, at least you give me the feeling, I don't know whether I am right or wrong, but you give me the feeling that I have not been able to remember you, because the moment I come out of it, the me and mine with its usual norms, it comes and plays. So many a time I used to feel that I am forgetting you. Many a time you make me to feel that. So kindly remove that feeling. You are there, I know that you are there. Without you, I cannot exist. But you kindly make me to feel that I remember you always. With that prayer, we will try to chant Ramnam during these 7 days. Because we have been privileged to get ourselves freed from our usual preoccupations. And you made us to exclusively concentrate upon this. We don't have to bother about cooking, managing the house, attending to professional challenges, so many things, or courtesy call to others, nothing. Here we are totally, you have freed us from everything. You have given us the whole day waking state before us. And in order that we don't get bored, you have given a variety of programs here, in the form of chanting, in the form of arati, in the form of bhajan, in the form of songs, in the form of satsang, so that there is an assortment of various things that we have placed. So make us to completely make use of it, and so that we pass through this test, chanting to remember, remembrance to connect, feel His presence in us, in everybody. These 4 stages, kindly bless us. So with that, we will start our 23rd program tomorrow. So all of us will meet here at 6:30. And those of you who would like to join the Ramnam chanting at the Samadhi Mandir, they can do so. Those who are not in a position to do so, they can come here. So 6:30 to 7:15, we will do the chanting here also. The slow chanting Ramnam, where all the, we have got time. Suppose we say Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Probably to some it is okay, to some it may be difficult to bring in this dimension. So Papa himself has said that slow tune helps us to concentrate on the sound. So we will have that 6:30 to 7:15. At 7:15 we go to, with chanting, we go to the bhajan hall, enter into the sanctum sanctorum, offer our flowers with a heart full of gratitude for all that He has been blessing us all these years, and also with a prayer to speed up our spiritual journey. Then we come out, we go for breakfast, attend to so many things, and 10 o'clock again we will assemble here. Tomorrow being the Gita Jayanti day, we will try to dwell upon some we cannot touch at all, but at least we can have some glimpse of the song celestial. Papa wanted us to chant at least 1 sloka a day. And what Papa says about Bhagavad Gita, that also we will try to remember and try to spend some time on the Gita. And then 11:30 again with this background, we chant. 11:30 to 12:15. We have been given a wonderful opportunity again. Somebody will lead us from here. Everybody cannot go and sit in the bhajan hall. It should be crowded. Luckily, we have got a wonderful place like Panchavadi. So, those who are unable to go there, they can also sit here. Science and technology offers us the facility to see what is going on inside the bhajan hall. So, he is providing everything to us. So, with that bhavana, we will try to chant 1.5, and then followed by prayer. The prayer reminds us of the whole purpose of chanting, how to get ourselves connected. With that bhavana, we will recite the words, not merely repeating it. Then we attend to the arati. Symbolically, we are lighting outside and so watching it. We are praying to do the lighting inside so that everything becomes clear to us. At the moment, we are not very clear. So we are performing the arati to see the light within ourselves, to see what all He has given to us in whatever form. And then afterwards, finally, why we are doing it, it comes out in the form of our arati prayer, closing with those words, Jajya stali he manajaya maje, Tyatya stali he nijarupa tuje. Whoever I see, whatever I see, I try to see yourself. Wherever I place my head, it must be on your feet. With that word only we are living. This should not be lost sight of. This is the solemn resolve that we are repeating. And then again we finally pray from the unreal to the real, from the ignorance to the knowledge. What is the last one?
Darkness to light.
From death to immortality.
From the transient nature to the intransient nature. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityormam amritam gamaya. So these three things, these are the three things we again repeat it. And then with that words we prostrate again mentally before Papa's holy feet and then disperse for lunch. So let every act of ours be imbued with this spirit, not as a ritual, not as a program, not as a session. No? Everything should push us 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch towards Him. Let that be clear in our mind. We pray to Him. Give us that feeling. Let us not slip into attending to the program. Let us every moment we think we are moving towards 1 inch closer to Him, 1 inch closer to Him. Everything that you make us to do. So with that, we will start tomorrow. Hari Om. Om.
We will miss all
Shri.
this, Swamiji.
Huh?
Please pray for us.
Huh?
We will miss all this.
Ravikala aunty is telling we will miss this
Please
program.
pray for us.
No, we, acha, now science and technology offers also to, what do you
It will
call
go on
it?
YouTube. It will be live
YouTube,
streamed.
telecast. It will be there. It will be there. It will be there. This 1 hour, 1 hour definitely will be there.
Live, yeah.
Live. What do you call live? Okay.
Thank you.
So all of you are with us. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om